we've been talking about the approval process of adverts, especially those with racial undertones, and how the message is relayed without being offensive. Of course, this comes after that controversial advert from health and beauty retailer Clicks. Clicks and Tressemme hair products are under fire for this advert, and now we understand Tressemme products are being pulled off the shelves of some major retailers in the country here. In the studio with me, it's Tumi Rabanye, a marketer. I also have CEO of Ditshego Media, that's Tebogo Ditshego. I've got Andy Rice, who's advertising commentator and guru. And finally, we have advertising regulatory CEO, that's Gail Schimmel. We are now going to be, and Gail, I'm going to start with you first now, as we got 5 minutes to go, just to give you a minute or so to wrap. For you, listening to the marketers as we were talking in the last while, as we conclude, we've heard about the lessons, we've heard about what needs to be done. What's top of mind for you now? What would your advice be to customers and to this industry, to this sector, the marketing and advertising sector?
You know, I think for me the most interesting part of this conversation has been about that ability to speak up, that ability to be heard, that vertical relationship. And I think for us going forward on this, the biggest priority is going to be training the industry in what the rules are. Because when you know what the rules are, then you can speak up, because you can refer to the rules. You're not sitting in a room going, I've got a discomfort with this ad. You're sitting in a room going, there are rules about this. This is what the rules say. And in my opinion, you're breaking those rules. And in that way, we empower that. So we are certainly planning on running a lot of training around this and speaking to the industry to give them power through knowing the rules.
Thank you very much, Gail. Tebogo?
Well, I think it is important, as Gail said, to know the rules and to refer to them. But also, as Dan said earlier, it's also a cultural issue. And so the organizational culture should enable people to speak up. It should enable the people with authority, to also listen to the views of people who may be their subordinates. But also, I think the culture should be reflective of the nation that we're trying to build, which is a non-racial society, a prosperous society in which we respect each other, and in which we understand the importance of our diversity, embracing it, understanding the beauty of our diversity, and then looking for ways in which to tell stories that will motivate our customers and that will hold the country in good stead, and that will help us to also make an impact. So I think that's very important for organizations to think about.
Andy, last word from you.
Yeah, I think the most important thing that marketers should learn from this is to say to themselves, how well do I know my own staff, and how well do they fit in with what we're trying to achieve? I think we've all had sight of agency briefs which list 5 or 6 different demographic target audiences, and then somewhere at the bottom of the page it says plus staff. Well, frankly, your staff are your most important people. Understand their values, do an audit of how they feel about things, and then take it from there.
Thank you very much, Andy. Finally, to me, very briefly, your last word?
Firstly, I'll start with difference and diversity is dynamism. It's important that we bank that. The second thing is living diversity and championing diversity does not solely lie with the black representatives in the room. As a black woman that sits in boardrooms, often, you see the table turn and look in your direction because, well, what do the other people think? I think that that's silly and short-sighted. Thirdly, we are not short of data. Every single day, every minute, that informs us, that helps us gauge the correctness and the accurateness of the solutions that we're providing.
Thank you very much, Tumi. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Tebogo. And thank you, Gail. And that's where today ends with me, Dan Moyane.